Hey guys, so today we're going to be working on this box braid style. Now this actually turned out to be an epic fail for me, and I'll tell you why at the end of the video. But first, let's go ahead and start out. So first of all, I made my sections and I did use just some braiding hair. I actually used a couple of different types of braiding hair, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But for now, let's just go right into the basics of the style. So pretty much all the squares are the same. I went ahead and parted that out there. And then after that, I took my Shine and Jam and I used that on the roots and everything on the hair just to kind of slick it down and get it looking nice and ready for the hair. So when it's time to get their hair prepared, I went ahead and pick a size that's the same thickness as the hair, the part on the hair that you're going to use. Then at the bottom, you just want to pull the bottom out like just a little bit in between your fingers and kind of like, because you want to make the hair not so blunt at the end. Now I did make 3 parts. Now in order to do that, what I did was I took a smaller piece and then I put that half the hair and created its own part. I'm so sorry that I didn't show you guys how to do that in this tutorial, but the next time I actually am going to have another tutorial coming up where it's not a fail, and you guys are going to be able to see how I do that in depth and in detail. Following that, I just took the 3 parts that I had with the hair, and then I just started to braid that into the natural hair. And basically, by creating the 3 parts, it made it much easier for me to just grab the hair and just start braiding, as opposed to doing the 2 parts and trying to create, you know, that extra little part and everything. So I just created the third parts from the beginning, and that made it easier for me to get the braid done. So basically after that, it's the same thing. You basically just take the part of the hair that's thick enough, that's about the thickness of the hair that you're using, and then I took a smaller piece from the main piece, separated that and put it towards the middle to make a 3rd section. Like if you can see, I have 3 different sections in my hands, and then I can use that to braid the hair, so that when I go to grab the hair, I'm basically just grabbing the full piece of hair that's there, and then I'm just using all 3 of those sections to just start the braid and continue on with the braid. And that to me is like one of the easiest ways to do hair extension braids. It's just the easiest way. So then I went ahead, of course, and just continue on with the braid, making sure that with the natural hair, because it is natural hair and the color is just slightly off, that I'm just really making sure that I braid that braid really tight. And I'm also twisting the natural hair into the extension so that it kind of gets blended in there somehow. Now on this side, I made a little part, because this is actually a part of the style, and I just did 2 cornrows on the side. Right here, we're just going to be doing the left side of the hair, and I'm just going to go ahead and cornrow that straight to the back. And following that, I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Once that braid is done, we just go back into the rest of the braids and continue on with the rest of the box braids, and then the style is done. So, although we made this style work, it still was an epic fail for me. And let me tell you why. If you look right here, you can tell how thick they are at the bottom, and you can see how they're not really staggered very well. I didn't do such a great job of staggering the hair or making the hair thin out towards the bottom. And as you can see, it just was really thick and chunky. The braid sizes were inconsistent, and the hair color was also inconsistent. So yes, I am a little bit of a perfectionist. For me, even though we made the style work, it just was a fail. But again, I'm going to be doing another box braid tutorial so you guys can see how to do that. And I want to thank you for watching, and keep trying, boo. Keep trying. To check out my next video or my previous video, I will link some at the end and at the bottom of the video. And don't forget to like me on my social medias as well.